But you're also saying, and we hear this so often, that it's what they feel. So which is it? Because it can't be both. Is it something they feel, or is it something that they've been exposed to and learned that's radical? You're a teacher.
Yes.
What age group do you teach?
I teach from 9 up to 12 years old.
So what we find in the UK, hence why we do these interviews to find out information, is whether transgenderism is a topic, and if it is, should it be taught to minors, under 18s, etc. So let's start there. What influence does transgenderism have in your curriculum as a teacher who's in a position of authority, who has access to hearts and minds? Where you're from, what's the positioning of it as a topic?
Okay, I'm from Israel. We live in the south, in a very small city. It's an open-minded city. So in our curriculum, it's not written in our curriculum. But as a home teacher, I talk about it. I talk about it because it's one of the issues that the kids bring up today, because it's like all over. It's on the net, it's on the news, it's everywhere.
They have vast access to it.
Yeah.
Probably TikTok.
TikTok and YouTube and whatever, also TV. So when they bring the issue up, I normally talk about it, because I think to ignore it, it's something that if you look forward, there are no results. So you have to teach the kids, you have to tell them all the variety of opinions, and to let them decide for themselves. As a home teacher, I can see the differences. I can see the homes they're brought up in, and I can also see those who are very special and unique and probably will move and do this transfer when they'll grow up.
So what's the importance of it? Explain it to me as though I was a 3-year-old. What's the importance? You mentioned it's important and we need to discuss all the issues, and they bring it into the classroom. Why is it so important to have the conversation about transgenderism with minors?
It's important because some of the kids struggle with it and they don't know that. They struggle within themselves. Some of them, even when they grow up, commit suicide because they have no one to talk to. So if you can bring it up in a classroom, and sometimes parents try to ignore it. It's very difficult for them to accept the fact that their child is different in this way. So they try to ignore it in the school, as a home teacher, as a teacher that speaks to the kids. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. I'm a home school teacher. But when they bring it up, it means that it means something to them. Maybe someone is struggling, maybe someone needs another opinion, maybe someone needs me to hold him and say, it's okay. You
Sure.
can feel like that.
Well, I think what you've just said is common sense.
Right?
So to quote you several times, a child brings something up because they've heard something or learned something, but that's 99.9% of a child's life. That's common sense. So my question becomes, with regards to what our viewers want to hear and what the discussion I think should centre on, is just how important is transgenderism? If it's a phenomenon that's based on TikTok, on social media, and the parents surely have ultimate control and authority over the state and over educators, how important is it to discuss transgenderism in a positive or an important light, rather than, say, shutting it down, for example?
It's extremely important to bring it up. It's extremely important. It's our life. I mean, we live it, we see them, we know them, they live among us, and they struggle. So
All ages?
All ages, yes, all ages.
So if a child, again, I'm not a teacher, and I think this is very important. If a child brings up a topic, let's say that they're being abused at home, or God forbid, or let's say that they have suicidal thoughts, so let's say 12, 13 and up, for example, a 3-year-old probably wouldn't say that. A 3-year-old might not be able to articulate or say something. So let's say all ages, whether it's 3, 7 or 14, if they've seen or heard something from social media, because teachers can't control that, like parents can't. No one can. So in the digital, let's put this in the context of the digital world. As an educator, you think, and there are a lot of teachers who would agree with you here, by the way, that you think that conversation should be fostered, it should be enabled, it should be spoken about, discussed, and that means the use of pronouns, that means respecting a child's wishes on the subject, etc.
Absolutely. Whatever you said I think that's the way we should live now. Like, the world is so open because you can get everywhere. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking like you go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, you see everything all over the world. So everything is exposed. Why shut them down? And if they struggle and if they feel different and if they feel that they think that something is wrong with them, I don't think something is wrong. They were born like it. It's something in their mind. It's something in the way they're built.
So is it? I think this is the as an educator. Let's wrap the interview up with this because this is really important. Oh, and I need to understand this. My feeling is that the argument from one side says this is social contagion. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You've said it yourself. Children are children. I've got my own personal views on how old a child should be before they have access to the internet and smartphones. But you're also saying, and we hear this so often, that it's what they feel. So which is it? Because it can't be both. Is it something they feel, or is it something that they've been exposed to and learned that's radical?
I think it's both of them. You can combine it.
Sure.
Like if they feel it and they are exposed to it, and sometimes like they say, "Wow, that's exactly how I feel," but I didn't know how to express it.
Sure.
So someone else expressed it for him.
The idea
and
comes,
now,
and then they confirm it.
And now they can speak about it. They know what to say.
And educators and parents alike should be there to support that rather than disable it.
Yeah. I think that parents, first of all, parents should support that, and then the educational system should support it also.
Do I have your consent to the interview?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great.